us from the United States, Europe, Asia, or anywhere else in the world, welcome and thank you for being here. This channel is dedicated to sharing literature, wisdom, inner growth, and the deeper spiritual and philosophical ideas found in the works of Chinese author Xue Mo. Many people today feel exhausted, anxious, distracted, or lost. And the modern world teaches us how to complete, how to consume, how to chase success, but very few people teach us how to understand our own mind. And perhaps that is why so many people gain more and more externally, yet feel emptier and emptier internally. And this is also one of the reasons why Xuemo's works resonate with so many readers around the world. Xuemo is not only a novelist, he is also a thinker, a cultural scholar, and a lifelong seeker, exploring the nature of consciousness, humanity, suffering, destiny, and awakening. And his works have been translated into many languages and published internationally, touching readers from very different cultural backgrounds. And what makes his writings special is that they are not merely intellectual theories. They come from real-life experience, deep observation of humanity, and decades of spiritual practice and contemplation. So we are going to explore a very important topic today. Why did Xuemo begin researching Xinxue, the study of the heart and mind? And why did he spend so much time exploring the human heart, consciousness, awareness, and inner transformation? In Chinese culture, the Xin in the Xinxue, Xin does not simply mean the physical heart. It also represents consciousness, intention, awareness, emotion, and the deepest essence of a human being. So when we speak about Xinxue, we are speaking about understanding the root of human suffering and the source of human freedom. Because in the end, many external problems are actually reflections of the inner world. If the heart is restless, the world appears chaotic. If the heart is trapped by fear, desire, anger, or attachment, then no amount of external success can truly bring peace. And perhaps this is why Xuemo believes that true transformation must begin from the heart. So let us enter this conversation about the heart, the mind, and the deeper meaning of life. And if you are new here, welcome to our channel. Feel free to subscribe, join the conversation in the comments, and explore more of Xuemo's works and wisdom with us. So now let's begin tonight's topic. Why did Xuemo study Xinxue? After the publication of the Xue Mo Mindology series by the China Encyclopedia Publishing House, the term Xue Mo Xinxue or Xue Mo Mindology gradually became known around the world. And there are two things in this world that are profoundly mysterious and endlessly fascinating, drawing humanity into constant exploration and inquiry. One is the vast universe, the other is the unfathomable human heart. Especially within traditional Chinese culture, the study and understanding of the human heart-mind has long been one of the central concerns throughout history. As the three foundational pillars of Chinese civilization, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism have profoundly shaped the national character and the spiritual temperament of the Chinese people. They influenced one another, absorbed from one another, and complemented one another, forming the unique cultural landscape often described as three pillars standing together. Although in different historical periods, each tradition held different levels of influence, expressed itself differently, and played different social roles. All of them contributed immeasurably to the development and advancement of human civilization. Confucian culture emphasizes the cultivation of moral character, active participation in society, and the transformation of the social order. Therefore, during several major periods of transformation and upheaval in Chinese history, Confucian thought played an important role in calming people's hearts, stabilizing order, and maintaining harmony. Taoist culture, in contrast to Confucianism, places greater emphasis on withdrawing from worldly entanglements, embracing non-action, and refining the individual spirit. Buddhism, while integrating aspects of both, seeks ultimate liberation and transcendence through seeing through illusion and letting go of attachment. Although these three traditions differ greatly in outward form, at their root they all aim to teach humanity how to perfect character and attain true happiness and freedom. And all three traditions recognize one common truth: the answer lies within one's own life and being. True transcendence and liberation are not found in the external world, nor on some distant shore, but within the human heart itself. Therefore, the cultivation of the heart mind became the shared core and essential foundation of traditional Chinese culture. Although Chinese traditions may differ in names and systems, when in names, forms, and systems, when traced back to their essence, they all ultimately return to the understanding and transformation of the human heart. To seek the truth of life by questioning one's own heart, and to find all answers within oneself. When discussing the nature of the heart mind, some people naturally think of Xinxue, the study of the heart mind. As we know, the term Xinxue was first not formally proposed by the great Ming Dynasty Confucian scholar Wang Tianming. He elevated Chinese Confucian thought to a new philosophical and intellectual height. Concepts he advocated, such as innate knowing and the unity of knowledge and action, deeply influenced countless people. As a result, Xinxue gradually became a globally recognized field of thought. However, theories concerning the heart minds were never exclusive to Confucianism alone. Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism all developed profound explorations into the nature of the heart mind, each offering unique understandings regarding its definition and the relationship between mind and human nature. The Confucian discussion of human nature and the heart mind already emerged during the pre-Qing period through debates over whether human nature is fundamentally good or evil. And Mencius believed human nature is inherently good, while Xunzi believed that it is inherently evil. And Yang Zhu proposed that human nature contains both good and evil. Among them, Mencius' theory of heart mind became especially representative. Mencius proposed the theory of the four beginnings, believing that four innate moral tendencies determine the essential goodness of human nature. For him, heart and nature were inseparable, and he emphasized the idea of fully recognizing the heart and thereby knowing one's nature. Benevolence, righteousness, property, and wisdom already exist within a human heart. One simply needs to bring them fully into expression. 帮我这整篇文章的一些主要单词帮我列出来，因为记忆。Throughout early Confucian classics, one can repeatedly find the emphasis on sincerity and uprightness of heart, showing a profound concern for the perfection of moral character. During the Han Dynasty, Dong Zhongshu proposed the three grades of human nature, dividing humanity into the nature of sages, ordinary people, and the morally corrupt. The Eastern Han thinker Wang Chong also held similar views. However, with the rise of classical scholarship during the Han Dynasty, Confucian thought gradually shifted away from the study of the heart mind. And by the Wei and the Jing period, hi, Dara, hello, welcome. So I just finished my lunch and started the live stream. What is your time and what are you doing? Share with me. In the Tang Dynasty, Han Yu and Li Ao sought to restore Confucian orthodoxy, opposing Buddhism and Taoism while reviving the study of the heart mind. In the original way, Han Yu passionately called for the restoration of Confucian ethics and moral principles, emphasizing sincerity and rectification of the heart in order to restore the authentic lineage of Confucian teaching. In the original nature, Li Ao examined Mencius' theory of innate goodness, Xunzi's theory of innate evil, and Yang Xiong's mixed theory of good and evil. Building upon Deng Zhongshu and Wang Chong, he further clarified the theory of three grades of human nature. 性三品, three grades of human nature. Yes, look good. Because I had a very good rest. Thank you. And what are you doing? Eternal Love? Are you reading Eternal Love? Yeah, this book, Eternal Love. He believed that benevolence, 仁义礼智信, righteousness, property, wisdom, and trustworthiness are innate within all people, differing only in how strongly they are expressed among different grades of humanity. The highest nature is inherently good. The lowest nature is irredeemably evil, while the middle nature can incline toward either good or evil and may be guided upward or downward. During the Song and Ming dynasties, Confucian theories of the heart-mind developed into a new philosophical system known as Neo-Confucianism. 宋明理学 Neo-Confucianism. So are you reading Eternal Love, Darth? Share with us and what's your feeling about this book? And by this time, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism had already interacted and coexisted for centuries, deeply influencing and permeating one another. Although Song Ming Neo-Confucianism regarded Confucianism as orthodox, it inevitably absorbed influences from Buddhism and Taoism, especially from Buddhist theories of the heart mind. Although Zhuxi divided the mind into the mind of the Tao and the human mind, he still maintained that there is ultimately only one mind. Whether that mind manifests as the human mind or the mind of the Tao depends on the balance between human desires and the heavenly principle within it. Whether the mind manifests as the human mind or the mind of Tao, the essence of human nature itself is neither inherently good nor evil. What may become good or not good are the functions and emotional movements of the mind. From Lu Jiuyuan's declaration that all things of the universe dwell fully within the mind. And the universe is my mind, and my mind is the universe. And to Wang Yangming, I see you from Puerto Rico. Oh, you are from Puerto Rico. I think it's a very, it reminds me of the passion. It is 1 a.m. Oh, deep in the midnight, right? Oh. So we are, hi, Insane, hello, welcome. So that we are, just the 12 hours time difference between us. It is 1 o'clock and 5 in the afternoon, and you are 1 and 5 in a.m. You know, the Wang Yangming's teaching of nothing exists outside the mind. 心外无物, nothing exists outside the mind. The unity of knowledge and action, and the realization of innate knowing, through which he established the school of the heart mind. Confucian theories of the heart mind ultimately rose to an unprecedented height. In Buddhism, theories concerning the heart mind are more accurately described as theories of Buddha nature. And Buddhist scriptures contain many discussions about the heart mind and nature. Yet During the early period when Buddhism entered China and underwent localization. Caribbean, wow, very romantic. Yeah, Caribbean. Underwent localization, the primary concern for Buddhist thought was not the theory of the heart mind itself. Instead, people were fascinated by teachings such as karma, rebirth, causality, and the doctrine of emptiness. Hi, Eva. Hello, welcome. Eva is reading the fifth book by Xue Mo. It is the Desert Hunters. Hope you enjoy it, Eva. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming by. Hope next time you coming by, you have started reading Xue Mo's work. Okay, have a nice, sweet dream. Sweet dream. From the time Buddhism entered China during the Eastern Han Dynasty, critics of Buddhism and Buddhist critics of Buddhism, critics of Buddhism and Buddhist believers engage in continuous arguments. Gracias. The core issue was the relationship between form and spirit, and whether the spirit perishes or remains after death. Opponents of Buddhism denied reincarnation and the law of karmic retribution. By the northern and southern dynasties, these disputes evolved into a major intellectual confrontation. The theory of spirit extinction, represented by Fan Zhen, became especially influential, and works such as On the Extinction of the Spirit and the Reply to Cao She reached extraordinary philosophical depth. Although neither side truly won the debate, the controversy gradually redirected Buddhist attention toward theories of the heart mind and Buddha nature. The Buddhist theory of the heart mind reached maturity in Chan Buddhism, Chan Buddhism. And the essential teaching of Chan Buddhism is to illuminate the mind and to see one's true nature. To illuminate the mind and see one's true nature, meaning that the mind itself is Buddha. The mind itself is Buddha. 即心即佛. This mind is 此心是无分别无执之心. This mind is a mind free from discrimination and attachment. It is free from discrimination and attachment. The nature is the originally pure Buddha nature. 此性是本来清净之佛性. The nature is the originally pure Buddha nature. 心性不可分割，人人皆有佛性. Mind and nature cannot truly be separated, and every human being possesses Buddha nature. 多少句子呀？背下来。And the vast universe, and the other is the unfathomable human heart. Especially within traditional Chinese culture, the study and the understanding of the human heart mind has long been one of the central concerns throughout history. As the three foundational pillars of Chinese civilization, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism have profoundly shaped the national character and spiritual temperament of the Chinese people. 顾下语 They influenced each other, absorbed from one another, and complemented one another, forming the unique cultural landscape, often described as three pillars standing together. As the three foundational pillars of Chinese civilization, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism have profoundly shaped the national character and spiritual temperament of Chinese people. They influence each other, absorbing from one another. They influence one another, absorbed from one another, and complemented one another, forming the unique cultural landscape often described as 让中国文化呈现了三足鼎立之气象 forming the unique cultural landscape often described as three pillars standing together. Although in different historical periods, each tradition held different levels of influence, expressed itself differently, and played different social roles. All of them contributed immeasurably to the development and advancement of human civilization. Hello, I see many new friends coming in. Welcome to our channel. We are talking about the why Xuemo study the heart or the mindology, the heart mind, the mindology, and we are sharing the traditional Chinese culture. You know, in Chinese culture, there are three foundational pillars of Chinese civilization: the Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. These three civilizations shaped the national character and spiritual temperament of the Chinese people. And Confucianism emphasizes on the cultivation of moral character, active participation in society, and the transformation of the social order. Confucian culture emphasizes the cultivation of moral character and active participation in society and the transformation of the social order. Therefore, during several major periods of transformation and upheaval in Chinese history, Confucian thought played an important role in calming people's hearts. Taoist culture, in contrast to Confucianism, places great emphasis on withdrawing from worldly entanglements, embracing non-action, refining the individual spirit, Taoist culture, in contrast to the Confucianism, places greater emphasis on withdrawing from worldly entanglements, embracing embracing non-action and refining the embracing non-action and refining the individual spirit. Buddhism, while integrating aspects of both, seeks ultimate liberation and transcendence through seeing through illusion and letting go of attachment. Buddhism, while integrating aspects of both, seeks ultimate liberation and transcendence. Hi, Muhammad. Hello, welcome. If you are our new friend, please subscribe to our channel. So Buddhism, while integrating aspects of both, seeks liberation, seeks ultimate liberation and transcendence through seeing through illusion and letting go of attachment. And although these three translations differ greatly in outward form, at their root, they all aim to teach humanity how to perfect character and attain true happiness and freedom. Although these three traditions differ greatly in outward form, at their root, they all aim to teach humanity how to perfect character and attain true happiness and freedom. And all three traditions recognize one common truth: the answer lies within one's own life and being. All three traditions recognize one common truth: the answer lies within one's own life and being. The answer lies within one's own life and being. True transcendence and liberation are not found in the external world, nor on some distant shore, but within the human heart itself. Therefore, the cultivation of the heart mind became the shared core and the cultivation of the heart mind became the shared core and essential foundation of traditional Chinese culture. 基本共同的定 the shared core and 基本契合点 and the essential foundation of traditional Chinese culture. The cultivation of the heart mind became the shared core and essential foundation of traditional Chinese culture. Although Chinese traditions may differ in names and systems, although Chinese tradition differ in names and systems, when traced back to their essence, they all ultimately return to the understanding and transformation of the human heart. To seek the truth of life by questioning one's own heart and find all answers within oneself. So although Chinese traditions may differ in names and forms and systems, when traced back to their essence, when traced back to their essence, they ultimately return to the understanding and the transformation of the human heart, and to seek the truth of life by questioning one's own heart, and to find all answers within oneself. When discussing the nature of the heart mind, some people naturally think of Xingxue, the study of the heart mind. As we know, the term Xingxue was first formally proposed by the great Ming dynasty Confucian scholar Wang Yangming. 明代大儒 Great Ming Dynasty Confucian scholar. The Great Ming Dynasty Confucian scholar Wang Yangming. He elevated Chinese Confucian thought to a new philosophical and intellectual height. Concepts he advocated, such as innate knowing and the unity of knowledge and action, deeply influenced countless people. As a result, Xingxue gradually became a globally recognized field of thought. He elevated Chinese Confucian thought to a new philosophical and intellectual height. Concepts he advocated, such as innate knowing and unity of knowledge and action. Hi, Sariko. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for your time being here. We are talking about the three pillars of Chinese traditional culture. Traditional Chinese culture. The three pillars. The Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. And we are talking about the great Ming dynasty Confucian scholar Wang Yangming. The term Xingxue was first formally proposed by him, and he elevated Chinese Confucianism thought to a new philosophical and intellectual height. No, I don't know, sorry. And concepts he advocated, such as innate knowing and the unity of knowledge and action, deeply influenced countless people. However, theories concerning the heart mind were never exclusive to Confucianism alone. Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism all developed profound expert. Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism all developed profound explanations into the nature of heart mind, each offering unique understandings regarding its definition and the relationship between mind and human nature. Really? What is a fox Yahweh? Fox is fox. Is it an animal? And you remind me of this book, Wild Fox Rich by Xue Mo. You can read it. It is also one of the most thrilling novel by Xuemo. The confusion discussion of human nature and the heart mind already emerged during the preaching period through debates over whether human nature is fundamentally good or evil. Mencius believed human nature is inherently good, while Xun believed it is inherently evil. And Yang Zhu proposed that human nature contains both good and evil. Among them, Mencius' theory of the heart mind became especially representative. Mencius proposed the theory of the four beginnings, believing that the four innate moral tendencies determine the essential goodness of human nature. For him, heart and nature were inseparable, and he emphasized the idea of fully realizing the heart and thereby knowing one's nature. Heart and nature were inseparable, and he emphasizes the idea of fully 静心之境, fully realizing the heart and thereby knowing the nature. Benevolence, righteousness, property, and wisdom already exist within the human heart. One simply needs to bring them fully into expression. And throughout early Confucian classics, one can repeatedly find the emphasis on sincerity and uprightness of heart, showing a profound concern for the perfection of moral character. Throughout the early Confucian classics, one can repeatedly find the emphasis on sincerity and uprightness of heart, showing a profound concern for the perfection of moral character. One can repeatedly find the emphasis on the sincerity and uprightness of heart, showing a profound concern for the perfection of moral character. During the Han Dynasty, Dong Zhongshu proposed the 3 grades of human nature. 性三品论 3 grades of human nature, and dividing humanity into the nature of sages, ordinary people, and the morally corrupt. 3 grades of human nature. And the Eastern Han thinker Wang Chong also held similar views. However, with the rise of classical scholarship during the Han Dynasty, Confucian thought gradually shifted away from the study of the heart mind. By the Wei and Jing periods, the rise of the neo-Taoist metaphysics and the flourishing of Buddhism further weakened the dominant position of Confucianism. Neo-Taoist metaphysics玄学盛行，佛学新兴。Weakened the dominant position of Confucianism. The rise of the neo-Taoist metaphysics, neo-Taoist metaphysics, 玄学 neo-Taoist metaphysics, and the flourishing of Buddhism further weakened the dominant position of Confucianism, teaching concerning benevolence, morality, and the heart mind entered the period of decline. 道德学说 teachings concerning benevolence, morality, and heart mind. In the Tang Dynasty, Han Yu and Liao sought to restore Confucian or thought orthodoxy, opposing Buddhism and Taoism while refining the study of heart mind. In the original way, Han Yu passionately called for the restoration of Confucian ethics and moral principles, emphasizing sincerity and rectification of heart in order to restore the authentic lineage of Confucian teaching. In the original way, Han Yu passionately called for the restoration of Confucian ethics and moral principles, emphasize sincerity Hi, Nunu. Hello. Long time no see. How have you been and what are you doing now? In the Honolulu. Honolulu. Nunu. So you're located in Honolulu. 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 Oh, there is a place called Honolulu. In the original way, have you passionately called for the restoration of Confucian ethics and moral principles, emphasizing sincerity and rectification. In the original nature, 原道 original way, 原性 in the original nature, lead out, examined, measured the theories innate goodness, 性善论，孟子的性善论 measures theory of innate goodness, 荀子 theory of innate evil, and Yang Xun's mixed theory of good and evil. Measures theory of innate goodness, Xun's theory of innate evil, and Yang Xun's mixed theory of good and evil. 孟子性善论，荀子性恶论，杨朱性善恶混论。Stop reading. Why? I'm doing a live stream. Should I keep quiet? Building the book of Zhongshu and Wang Chou, he further clarified the theory of three grades of human nature. 性三品论 Three grades of human nature. 性三品学说。哎，学了一些文化，加了点智慧，多点文化，多点故事。Shift your mistake. Thank you for your reminding. Thank you. Yeah, I think so. Very interesting. He believed that 本来人义理之性道德是人与生俱来。He believed that benevolence, righteousness, property, wisdom, property, wisdom, trustworthiness, and trustworthiness are innate within all people, differing only in how strongly they are expressed among different grades of humanity. Yeah, the voice is not clear. Thank you very much, but I don't know what to do with it. We have called the network company, but they still cannot settle it. The highest nature is inherently good. The lowest nature is irredeemably evil, while the middle nature can incline towards either good or evil and may be guided upward or downward. The highest nature is inherently good. The lowest nature is irredeemably evil, while the middle nature can incline towards either good or evil, and may be guided upward or downward. Her voicing is better than me. Her voicing. And during the Song and Ming dynasties, Confucian theories of the heart mind developed into a new philosophical system known as New Confucianism. New Confucianism. And by this time, Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism have already interacted and coexisted for centuries, deeply influenced and meeting one another. Although some Neo-Confucianism regarded Confucianism as orthodox general, it inevitably absorbed influences from Buddhism and Taoism, especially from theories of the heart mind. Although Zhu divided the mind into the mind of the Tao and the human mind, he still maintained that there is ultimately only one mind. Whether that mind manifests as the human mind or the mind of the Tao depends on the balance between human desires and the heavenly principle within it. Heavenly principle, human desire, 人欲和 between human desires and the heavenly principle within it. Hi, be back on the race. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Okay, whether that mind manifests as the human mind or the mind of Tao depends on the balance between human desire and the heavenly principle within it. Whether mind manifests as the human mind or the mind of Tao, the essence of human nature itself is neither inherently good nor evil. Whether the mind manifests as the human mind or the mind of Tao, the essence of human nature is neither inherently good nor evil. What may What may become good or not good are the functions and emotional movements of the mind. From Lu Jiuyuan's declaration that all things of the universe dwell only within the mind, and the universe is my mind, and my mind is universe is my mind, and my mind is the universe. All things of the universe dwell only within the mind. And to Wang Yang means teaching of nothing exists outside the mind. 心外无物，知行合一，质两者。Nothing exists out mind, and the unity of knowledge and action, and the realization of inner knowing. 质两知 the realization of inner knowing. Confucian theories of the heart mind ultimately rose to an unprecedented height. In Buddhism, theories concerning the heart mind are more accurately described as theories of Buddha nature. In Buddhism, theories concerning the heart mind are more accurately described as theories of Buddha nature. Buddhist scriptures contain many discussions about the heart, mind, and nature. Yet during the early period when Buddhism entered China and underwent localization, the primary concern of Buddhist thought was not the theory of the heart mind itself. Instead, people were fascinated by teachings such as karma, rebirth, causality, and the doctrine of emptiness. Karma, rebirth, and the doctrine 般若空论 the doctrine of emptiness 因果报应论 teachings such as karma, rebirth, causality. Differences in worldview and spiritual understanding also lead to major debates between Confucianism and Buddhism. From the time Buddhism entered China during the Eastern Han Dynasty, critics of Buddhism and Buddhist believers engage in continuous argument. Critics of Buddhism and Buddhist believers. The core issue was the relationship between form and spirit. And whether the spirit perishes or remains after death. Opponents of Buddhism denied reincarnation and the law of karmic retribution. 对啊，前面这个好像翻得不太好，这个省掉。 By the Northern and Southern dynasties, these disputes evolved into a major intellectual confrontation. The theory of spirit extinction represented spirit extinction. Represented became especially influential, and works such as On the Extinction of the Spirit and the Reply to Cao She reached the extraordinary philosophical depth. Spirit extinction. The theory of spirit extinction. Although neither side truly won the debate, the controversy gradually redirected Buddhist attention toward theories of the heart, mind, and Buddha nature. And Buddhist theory of reached maturity in Chan Buddhism, Chan Buddhism, and the essential teaching of Chan Buddhism is to illuminate the mind and see one's true nature, meaning that the mind itself is Buddha. The mind is a mind free from discrimination and attachment. The nature is the originally pure Buddha nature. Mind and nature cannot truly be separated, and every human being possesses Buddha nature. Therefore, the sixth patriarch, the sixth patriarch, Huimen, proposed that ordinary beings are themselves Buddha. Ordinary beings are themselves Buddha. The basics of this teaching is that Buddha nature exists as an innate potential within every person's heart. As long as one can recognize this mind and perceive this nature, one can attain Buddhahood. The essential teaching of Chan Buddhism. The essential teaching of Chan Buddhism is to illuminate the mind and see one's true nature, meaning that the mind itself is Buddha, and the mind is a mind free from discrimination and attachment. This nature is the originally pure Buddha nature, and mind and nature cannot truly be separated. And every human being possesses Buddha nature. Therefore, the sixth patriarch, Huimen, proposed that ordinary beings are themselves Buddha. The basic of this teaching is that Buddha nature exists as an innate potential within every person's heart. As long as one can recognize this mind and perceive this nature, one can attain Buddhahood. In Buddhist theories of the heart mind may be called theories of Buddha nature. And Taoist theories of the heart mind may be described as theories of Tao nature. In Buddhist theories of the heart mind may be called the theories of Buddha nature. Then Taoist theory of the heart mind may be described as theories of Tao nature. On the surface, Taoism did not establish a highly systematic intellectual structure concerning heart mind, nor did it form an independent academic discipline in the same way Confucianism did. Its influence also appeared less direct than that of Confucian culture. Concerning the heart mind on the surface, Taoism did not establish a highly systematic intellectual structure concerning heart mind, nor did it form an independent academic discipline in the same way Confucian did. Its influence also appeared less direct than that of Confucian culture. This is because Taoist theories of the heart mind do not directly discuss human psychology itself. Instead, Taoism begins with the Tao and then extends that understanding into human nature and consciousness. The phrase "the Tao follows nature" is in essence speaking of the naturalness of Tao nature itself. The Tao follows nature, speaking of the naturalness of Tao nature itself. 自成自化真诚. This naturalness means self-generating, self-transforming, and self-completing. When this natural Tao manifests within human beings, it becomes the natural nature of the human heart. From Laozi's emphasis on original naturalness to Zhuangzi's celebration of true freedom, the defining feature of Taoist heart-mind theory is extraordinarily clear. It emphasizes who's that? I received many likes. I see that. Thank you. Tell me who you are. Who's supporting me? It emphasizes the nature of spontaneity and authenticity. Something originally whole and complete, incapable of being increased or diminished. Emphasize the nature of spontaneity and authenticity. Something originally whole and complete. Something completely, originally whole and complete, incapable of being increased or diminished. Right? 马上就完了。